This is a two-part question. We'll begin with you, Ms. Gish, and both of you touched on this briefly when we talked about the diversified tax structure. What is your position on the Oldham Reserve, and if the interchange justification study affirms the need for a new rampant, what would be named Exit 20? What would you do as County Judge Executive to secure the necessary funding for that?
Well, we've touched quite a bit already on Oldham Reserve, and I think you know that I'm certainly very supportive of that, and hopefully we're going to make that work. We have a partnership now with a county chapter. We have a good, well laid out plan for that campus and what can happen. One of the main ingredients to that is the interchange and the infrastructure. I can't tell you how many times Judge Werner communicates with Mitch McConnell, certainly, and Jeff Davis, and our local representatives, and Dave Osborne and Ernie Harris, our senator and representatives, on a continual basis. He has a letter with its very specifics of what we need to do to make that interchange happen and all that. We have the first study being conducted on the interchange. That's a step in the positive way. As you well know, roads don't get built overnight, and there's a lot of action to go through before you obtain those roads and funds for it. I think we just have to keep knocking at that door with our state legislation, our federal representatives, and make sure that they are working as hard as they can to bring those dollars back into Oldham County. The interchange is the key piece for this Oldham Reserve to be a success, and we need that. There's no two ways about it. So I would certainly not stop the pattern that has begun, keep working with our representatives, and hopefully we will get those monies. We've already had the first study, the justification study, so we are on the way, and we are on their radar screen big time. So I would continue to work with them as hard as we can, because that is the key that's going to unlock Oldham Reserve and help make it successful.
Mr. Vogel, again, your position on Oldham Reserve, and if the interchange justification study affirms the need for the new ramp at what would be known as Exit 20, what would you do as County Judge Executive to secure the necessary funding?
Well, failure is not an option at Oldham Reserve. We're in it up to our necks right now. We must make it work, and we're going to make it work. But we have to have cooperation from other people. The justification study is underway, finished, I'm not exactly sure. There's an environmental study. And then we need the Federal Highway Administration, I guess, to approve it. And then we need the State Transportation Cabinet to agree to play. Before our developer spends any of his money, I believe we're going to have to come up from somewhere with about $25 million to do all these improvements. This is a pretty tall order, but it must be pursued. Now, one thing I'm a little bit unhappy with out of Oldham Reserve is that we've had the same insurance agent there for the entire time. I'm a little disturbed, honestly, that our local insurance, I said insurance agent, I meant real estate agent. I'm an insurance agent. Our local real estate community has not had the chance to actually bring anything in. And there are big players out there in the real estate that have national contacts that I don't understand exactly why we just allow one person to do all the representation on this project. I don't want to undermine that person. I'm sure he's trying, but no one can be everything to everybody. And other people have contacts across the country. I mean, we need to fan out in any direction that we can. And if I were county judge, I believe I would try to pursue letting other people be involved in representing this project. It's a good concept on paper, but it has a long, long way to go before it's going to be reality. And the sooner the off-ramps get there, the quicker it'll happen. But off-ramps weren't even part of the original idea. So we've had to come a long way to come all the way around to this. And say failure is not an option.
Ms. Gish, 30 seconds for a response.
Okay. I would agree with Mr. Vogel saying that failure is not an option. I'm supporting it 100%, and I'm going to think positive that we're going to move forward with this. Mr. Sand, who is the local real estate agent, I believe he's on commission. I don't think his pockets have been filled with too much money, if any, at this point. And I'm not sure that we've had anybody else really come forward knocking at our door. That's not a good thing, but I don't think that's happened. If they did, I think we would consider it, certainly. Oldham County Development Office will need to work with very diligently.
Mr. Vogel, 30 seconds.
And when you say no one else come knocking at our door, I don't know if you mean real estate agent or some other type situation. I'm just saying that we have a lot of intelligent people in this county. We need to get them on board as to what this project is, how they can make contacts around the country. A lot of people fly out of this county every week and go all over the United States. They should be carrying our message. We need ambassadors out there to help us. We need somebody, whoever it might be, to find somebody who will move to this area.